All right, everybody. How's it going? Howdy do, howdy dee. It's your man, Rorschach, here again. A little late to the party. I apologize, but we had a patch April 16th, I believe. It's a little late, and I'm going to address that right now. So, as you may all notice or know, we have things called lives, and they sometimes get a little loud. And that's okay. Unfortunately, our main man, the guy that does all the work for us to make this possible, has a new job and he's constantly on the road traveling and stuff. So our concrete schedule of patches is disrupted. We don't have a clear picture of when that might resume back to normal, if it will at all, or how we're gonna fix this. But we're hopeful and we're trying to work for a solution right now. So this patch was supposed to happen in March, the first week of March, and it didn't, and it took us almost a month and a half to get out. So I don't know when the next patch will happen, but I'm still working ahead and all that stuff, and so is Eth. That being said, my life is extremely busy, and it will be not slowing down anytime fast. I get out of my job contract in 4 months, and I plan on moving back to my home residency and starting college again, so I'll have to do that. And then Etherlin is currently, at the end of the month, he works for a bank, and he's extremely busy right now. That's why we haven't had a patch notes on the forums. So again, I apologize for our tardiness, but at the same time, I hope you guys can understand that life gets very busy for all of us at certain points, and this isn't our job. This is more of a hobby, and we're passionate and trying to help the community and stuff like that. And we can only work as fast as the guy that's helping us, that implements our changes for us, since we don't have access. So we're still here. We're still trying our best, stuff like that. And we're still listening to you guys and trying to be better and all that good stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to address that. I know it's a little late. I know there's some questions on the forums. I don't use the forums. Last time I logged on, I had a data breach. I don't think it's a common occurrence, but for me it happened, and I had to change like 80 passwords. I'm not trying to do that again, so I've just kind of let that be like Etherlin's domain. And that's kind of the role we set up was. He's more of the HR, PR type of guy. He works with, Git recovery accounts, helping the community, addressing the community. And my main job is just the patches, right? Now that I've said that, I want to say something else real quick before we move on. This patch wasn't 100% perfect. We had a lot of, hypothetically on paper, we tried to make it as perfect as possible. And that's my goal going through. I try to think of everything, make it perfect as possible, try to find all the solutions and implement it. Now, things get, lost in translation when they get sent to Cortices, stuff like that. And then also we have to battle against the system, because the system is made up of spaghetti code. And if you don't know what that is, think of a giant plate of spaghetti with all the noodles intertwining. That's how this game basically functions. So I'll address that as we go if we're trying to focus on that. There are some changes that were not really supposed to be what they were, and some of them I'm fine with. I was like, actually, that's for the better. That champion costing 5 less isn't going to do anything, and I think it's actually for the better. Or that champion having a different stat line, that's fine, right? Not going to break the bank, and I think it's for the better. It's a different outlook that I didn't see prior. There are some changes though that I'm like, yeah, that's kind of BS, and I've noted it down, and when we can fix it, we can. Also, not all the changes have been fully implemented. I thought they were, and we're trying to address that. I think the only one that I have left that I've noticed that I really want hot fixed is the Rift Spirits, the tokens from Aurora Riftlord, and the Relic, the Rift Unstable Rift Portal, or whatever it's called, are still elemental spirit undead, and they're just supposed to be spirit undead. They're not supposed to be elementals anymore. And I'll get to the reason behind that. So let's start it off. Let me look at my little handy dandy notes I have right here. The first thing that we're going to address is the spell Infuse. So we have, oh wow, I botched that. By the way, I just got off work. I just got off a 13-hour shift, so bear with me. I'm not going to be 100% for you guys, and I apologize, but this is the only free time I have this entire week. So Infused, it was 50 Nora. It went down to 35 Nora, and it's now playable again in Ranked. The reason behind that was it was banned due to a Shrine Kill deck that was run rampant. that deck has been squashed, so we can bring it back to rank and let people have fun with it again. After Infuse, we have our first full rework, which is Burke Thornflinger. This guy was supposed to be some weird plant synergy before. He was kind of costly too, and he really didn't work out. So we redid his baseline stats and his base abilities, keeping just multi-attack, attack, physical, amphibious. And then we reworked his U1 and U2 to represent a more of a offensive capability, you know. So he has pin down to lock stuff down. He has barrage rank 2 to, you know, double tap something, and he has a poison in case you want to do dots. His other thing, you know, you get precision, you can get damage and precision, but they knock off after 3 basic attacks, or you can get strike. This is kind of like to leave him at a place where you can kind of choose your own adventure, right? And kind of make him do what you want to do. He's not going to benefit the Furk theme. He's not going to benefit, you know, plants. This guy's kind of like a meta staple ruin. You know, you don't have to run him in meta. You can run him in anything you want. If you want to make a Furk deck and you want to run him in Furk, or you want to, he's a ranger. If you want to make a ranger deck, you can run him in rangers. It all works out fine, right? The main change was just to make it more interesting and to have MC play. And we have a very limited capability of things we can do with stuff. And some things are going to be super flavorful and interesting. And some things are just going to be, you know, like, oh, this guy's pretty good, you know. He's just a good card. Nothing crazy, kind of boring, but a good card. One thing to note though is I had something. Oh yeah, range 2/4. Some people really hate range 2/4, and I don't understand the idea behind that. I've been playing since a long time. I'm an old man, right? And 2/4 was a common staple back in the day, where you had your range 1/1 guys, you had your range like 1/2 guys, you had 2/4, 3/5, and then you had like 4/6, 4/7. I don't want to bring back 4/7. I think that's ridiculous. I think 4/6 is fine on heroes like Sirkin, Grim, Menelus, Grimthur, all that good stuff. But I think like 3/5, that's a good range. You know, 4/5 is the new thing. I think that happened when we did the revamp, you know, back in like 2012, 13, 14, whatever. And I think we got rid of 3/5 for 4/5, but we never really addressed where 2/4 went. And my idea behind it is this is a kind of a test run. 2/4, in my opinion, should be guys that have a good amount of HP, a little bit of defensive capability, some good damage stuff. They're kind of like your mid-range sluggers. And this guy, the idea behind him is you want to summon him out and, you know, maybe early game. And if you're playing on a map that has, you know, a mid-fawn objective where you're going to have to send him, you send him because he should have the advantage. If they send like a melee unit or a range unit, he should be that hybrid that can, you know, he can take a licking, but he can also deal it back, right? And that's kind of his role. And like I said, I did it to a few champs. It also is a good range for like high utility champions, because like I don't think a utility champion should have like range 4/5. They should kind of be in the backfield. If they want to do a little damage, they can, but most of the time you just want to use them for their abilities. So I think this is a good test run. He landed pretty perfect. I think he was. It's a good test run. A lot of people are experimenting with them, trying to give me some feedback, but I'm pretty happy with them. Okay. The next one is Snaptooth Angler. Snaptooth Angler. His attack was raised from 6 to 9. He did spike up in Nora. That was implied. Tough was reworked, and it made him really cheap. I think he was like 75, 74 with his last build, and he didn't do anything. He just kind of moved into a font, and you wouldn't get rid of him. Because with Tough 3, the 3 def, and the Resilient, you needed like 11, 12 damage to even hurt him, and then he could phase shift. But he didn't do anything else that. He was just like a hindrance. And that's like, well, that's the idea of a tank, is just to be a big tanky. That's true. But Snaptooth are supposed to be really aggressive, the melee at least. You have this Murkwater Frenzy, which I'm going to hopefully tinker with in the future. And he just wasn't doing anything. Like 6 damage does nothing, especially in today's age. Like if you went up against like a SL, so you're already doing 2 less damage because of the passive. And then if they have 2 def, so you're doing 2 damage per hit. That's ridiculous. At least now, you know, you can put a banner out or something and he has 10 damage. You know, you get a multi-1, multi-2, and he can actually do something. He just costs a little bit more, but guess what? You're still getting a great tank with great stats, and I can actually do damage. And if you really don't like it, you can always go down and look at that 74 Nora. He has Resilient, you know. If you wanted to, you can run him at super, like, crazy levels and be 88, or, you know, drop him down. Okay, he's 80 Nora, scale armor, Resilient, you know. There you go. Speaking of that, Salaman Elite was buffed. He was too expensive due to a change in swap, so we just gave him a -5 Normod. And I'm not against this. A lot of people say, you know, testing with, like, experimenting with the ability cost and stuff is very dangerous, and it is. It's very volatile, you know? It can have a lot of weird things happen. I understand that perfectly fine. It's whatever. I'm not going to cover the ability changes in this video. The video would be like an hour and a half long if we did that. I'm not going to do that. It's whatever. We had some ability changes. We had all the Eaters change to make baseline cost the same, except for Magic, Fire, and Ice. They all still cost 7 Nora. Rock Eater went down to 4 Nora because all the attack types are, you know, varied or whatever. Blah, 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 blah. You know, Fire Blast was changed around, stuff like that. I'm trying to be very careful with it. That being said, if a card feels like it's on the cusp of being good, I'm totally fine with nudging it just a little bit to make it into a good position. So, like, Salaman Elite, even before the swap change, cost 76 Nora, and it was pretty good in Salaman, and I want him to stay good in Salaman. But after the change, it was like 80 baseline Nora for the cheapest route, and it's like, let's just give him -5 and see what happens. So now he's at 75. I feel like that's fair. And I'm about that. Like, just giving little tiny things to make things better without doing a full rework, right? Speaking of that, the Collective, the Relic, it lost Preordained, but it went back down to 25 Nora. Reason behind this, Preordained was cool, but people were complaining that, you know, 35 Nora was too much of a tempo hit on turn 1 to be playing it, and I was like, you're absolutely right. I didn't want this change to go through in the beginning. I know at some point other players were trying to bargain or plea that it's like, yeah, keep Preordained, keep it 35, but then give it like 2 other extra abilities, and I was like, that's just kind of busted. Like, no. So I think this is fair. It's basically a super good, it's like a banner mixed with Augment Creation, but it has like a catch-22 with the race thing. Cool. Run 2 of them. If you can get them, sure, throw it out there. If you can't, that's fine, you know? It shouldn't be like, well, my deck's going to lose if I can't get this on turn 1. Well, then your deck's bad. Maybe you should rework your deck. It's a nice flavorful thing that you can add in that makes it fun, but like you don't need it. Right? You don't need Preordained and it to cost 25 Nora. That's kind of ridiculous. That'd be like the same argument as like make Bone Circle Archmage Preordained or Stitch First Preordained and make it cost like 60 Nora so I can first turn it and then play all my other shit. It's like, come on, give me a break, dude. Voodoo, also known as Voodoo, Shampy. A lot of things happen to this man. This is the final form of it. It's kind of a generic beast. It has some options. It has a new stat line. It has Crushing Blow, Crushing Charge, Fear 3 for some defensive, some movement, and some damage. Has Trample, Void Shield, Tough 2 for some more defensive capabilities or movement, damage, whatever you want to. So be it. Has Pummel 2 on base, Waterfront, Semi-Aquatic. It's no longer a troll. It's just a Barbarian because Titty McGee over here and a beast. And then you have Brute and Shaman. The idea behind this is sometime in the future, I want to rework all the aquatic beasts and stuff like that and give them semi-aquatic. And I want to kind of splash that. I don't think full faction FS Beast will ever work. I'm going to try to give it some tools so it can work, but I don't think it should. I think they should be partnered with the Mirefolk or the Circadians, and they should work well together. And they have synergy, so that way you can splice them in or splash them in. Haha, splash, I get it. You know, to make it work better and just make them more viable and playable. Because there's a lot of cool cards that would work super well and be really good, but they have aquatic, and that's just like a super hindrance on it. So in the future, we're going to try to give them semi-aquatic for a really big discount, so that way they're not like super busted. We're going to do a few reworks to make, you know, some things better, but like it'd be cool to see like a 65 Nora swap octopus that you could just like throw down and actually play and not be like, my brain just stopped working. All right, let's keep moving on. But yeah, Voodoo, he's cheaper now. He doesn't have any of that troll nonsense or soul siphon or any of that jazz. If you like that, I'm sorry. This is kind of the direction we're going, where it's like, it's a little bland, but it works and it fits in for theme. And even like if you want to run him in meta or even in like Mirefolk right now, it works. And people are like, why didn't you give him race Mirefolk? Because then he could benefit for the Circadian global things. He still benefits from it. He just doesn't get the second part. So if you summon out the damage one, he gets the damage. He just doesn't get the 1 AP. You can still heal him. He just doesn't get cleanse with the other one, right? He still gets attack magical. He just doesn't do the 3 damage with the other chick summons out. I don't know why people are like, they just want to push it a little bit. It's like, this guy's fine now. You can run him. He's not too good. He's not too bad. You know, he's just right in that middle, that nice simmer category. And that's fine. Let's see what else we got next. Let me check my little notepad here. Oh, I forgot one. I'm not going to pull this one up because it's really simple. Risen Grenadier, the Torton that's FWFS and it's a zombie, it got race zombie added onto base. That's all you need to know. It got race zombie added onto base. Swamp Guard Crusher. Big Crab, my favorite guy. Alright, Big Crab. Now, before we begin, nothing changed on him except for one ability in each of his upgrade lines. His cost did go up 2 Nora for no reason. I don't know why it went up 2 Nora for no reason. Like I said, I spoke earlier, the spaghetti code. We're going to address it and see if we can fix that at a later time and date. But right now, it's not making him unplayable. He's still pretty fair. So it's not a priority right now. He lost Defender for Empowered Defense. So, you know, 6 defense on deploy, pretty good. And then he lost Lead the Charge for Reinforcements rank 2. The reason behind this was Lead the Charge, it should be very niche ability. And it seemed like everyone was getting it. So we removed it from a few factions that didn't deserve to have it right off the bat. It might enter in FS again at some point, but it was a little overpowering. Defender, Bog Hoppers have access to Commander, Battle Master, Defender. I mean, they literally had access to everything. And it seemed like a lot of themes were getting that way prior, where people were just like, oh, that's a good card, but what if we just like made it have Commander or like Defender and stuff like that to really boost the theme? Because that's how themes get better if we just start stat stacking. And it's like, that's not how all themes should be. I think certain themes should be Phalanx style, like Draxar or Dwarves, something like that. Not every theme needs to do that. Like, we just nerfed the fuck out of Elves, and we'll get to that later on. But like, so we removed some of it. I let them keep Commander because it synergizes well with some other themes like Rangers, Beasts, and Bog Hoppers. That's fine. You know, it's a very versatile thing. They lost Defender and they lost Lead the Charge. So they don't have this crazy like efficiency. Also, Dark Marsh Warsong, the Bog Hopper spell, is banned and ranked due to a visual and audio bug. So you can no longer get stealthy, cheaper bogs out. I'm sorry, it's just banned because of that. But like Swamp Guard Crusher, still good. He's a bruisery tank, still gets the job done. He's just not the guy that you can park out and give all your guys, you know, plus defense and then Battle Master it up and all that jazz. All right, we are done with FS, I think. Yes, we are. We are done with FS. Let's move on to FW. So another rework champ was Lost Queen. Lost Queen got reworked. She no longer has Sovereign Bounty. I didn't like that ability being splashed everywhere. I thought that was kind of like weird. I understand chaos. I'm not about... I play Warhammer 40k, and I play the Imperium, okay? I'm not about chaos, and I'm not going to let it splash over to other games. I'm not letting Tzeentch pull the strings on me, all right? So she became what she should have been. A zombie cheat beater that utilizes Final Word. She has options for Entangle, Binding Chains, Constriction. She also can use Fester, Impairing Feedback, Latch On. She's a nuisance. She gets into the enemy. She ties them down. And if they want to try to kill her, they're going to have to use a spell or something, or they're going to have to sacrifice a champion. And she's cheap, and she benefits to the theme. BT dubs, or also known as the kids are calling By the Way. Zombies are entering the next patch. Everything for the next patch is going to be zombie and Moga focused, except for 2 changes to Salaman that I throw out. But it's all basically done, and if you want to see those changes, join our Discord. I'll leave the link down below, and go to the patch notes sections, and go to the right corner where the pin is located, and you can see all the projected changes for zombies, Moga, Gurn, and the 2 Salaman I talked about. That's a little sponsorship read. The next one is Infected Zombie. He got changed. He lost all the ranks to the Z-Shield on U2, and we gave him Revere Merdrith of the Rot, and gave him a Nora mod, because he used to have Zombie Plague. It's bugged. The ability was discontinued from the game. It was sent to the Shadow Realm, so to speak. And he still costed like 74, so we're like, he shouldn't cost that much, because Zombie Plague was like a 20 Nora ability. So we scaled him back, gave him Revere Merdrith of the Rot, so that way she can be played more. He's just a good zombie beater, cheap, you know, gets the job done, kind of a nuisance, spreads the disease, stuff like that. Alrighty, boys and girls, what's next? Underdark Tendrils. Guess what? Doesn't exist anymore. We got rid of the tendrils. This isn't hentai. We don't do that. We got Wraith. That's what it is. It's an Underdark Wraith. It lost... It used to be a passive support with 0 damage and, like, camaraderie and stuff like that. Get it out of here. Get it out of here, right? So we got it out of here. And what we got now is a very cheap, sneaky, shadowy kind of figure. We gave it attack magical, phase shift, and still life, so it instantly stealths. You know, you can phase shift and get the merc stuff like the rest of the Underdark kind of theme has, where they kind of tend around stealthy play and soul tap. We gave it the ability to knockout, energy thief, swap, so kind of the same thing it had before, just with the ability for knockout. And then we gave it Wail of Grief, Draining Luminescence, and the Hex too, right? So this ability, pretty good. If you're shadowing, you're just leeching your opponent's Nora. Wail of Grief, pretty good. You know, get that Majestic, lose all the... Not Majestic, that's the other one. That's Majestic Roar or whatever, Triumphant Roar. Wail of Grief, you lose all their AP stuff. So this guy's kind of like that Skeezic Filcher kind of thing, where he gets in the back lines and he can tinker around and kind of sow disruption and chaos and, you know, be cheap and effective for what he does. I believe the next one after that is going to be... I'm not going to show this one. Coven Claw, the Witch, got a -3 Nora mod just to make her a little bit cheaper, so she's better off. Disturbed Spirit. Disturbed Spirit. Also better known as Disturbed and Haunting Spirit. They lost Energy Thief because, you know, having a 12-space Doom unit for like 50 Nora that couldn't be hit with anything but magical attacks was kind of cheesy. We give it Dreadfield. It still has Ghost, so it's still tanky enough. It still costs around 50 Nora. Run magic damage. Run magic damage. Run magic damage. I don't know why people get upset when they're like, this one card beat me. And I'm like, oh, what is it? And they're like, it's Disturbed Spirit. I'm like, the 4-speed card with Doom and Dreadfield? Those abilities that each cost like 3 to 4 or 5 AP? That's like... And it has to run at you slowly and menacingly. It just walked at me menacingly and it beat me. How did it beat you? Well, I couldn't kill it. You don't have a single unit with magic attack? No. Wow, that's crazy. Maybe add a unit with magic attack. Well, I can't do that. Why not? Because it goes against my deck's theme or what I want to do. Oh, wow. Well, I guess your theme or what you want to do kind of sucks if a 50 Nora card that runs at you menacingly beats you. Back in my day, we had to, you know, we had 20 slots and we still slotted in stuff just to counter stuff in case we ran into it. You have 30 slots. You're allowed to have like 4 or 5 dead slots where you just run. I play FS, right? I play Folklore Swamp and I run a Backlash unit in every deck, no matter what theme it is. And you're like, well, you play FS, you must play Marsh Songs. Yeah, you bet your sweet ass I play Marsh Songs. Why would you run a Backlash unit? In case someone's outgenning me Nora. If some muckalucka comes in here and starts outgenning my Nora, no one gets to have Nora if I can't have it, right? If I'm not the guy with the biggest Nora, no one gets to have Nora. So I run a Backlash unit. I also run Backfire. Why do you run Backfire? In case some mother trucker wants to come in here and play some silly ass spells. I run Backfire. I also run the Furk that has Bookburn, because guess what? Only I get to play spells. So how about this? Look at your decks. See what might beat it. Take one card out. Put the counter in. When you play against those decks, oh my god, you just won the game because you ran a card that you rarely use. But guess what? When you play against those decks, you need that card, you have it. I feel like I should be hired by NASA because I just explained rocket science to like a lot of people out there that are like, it's so OP, just give it ethereal. And it's like, no, bro, I'm not giving it ethereal. It's a ghost. It's a spooky ghost. It runs at you with 4 fucking speed. Deal with it. It still takes damage. I'm not mad. I'm just like, it like literally shocked me that people were like, that's broken. I was like, it's broken when it has Energy Thief on it, but if it doesn't have Energy Thief on it, it's not that broken. It's just subpar. All right, next, Cleric of the Unrest. I just got contacted by the Macca's lawyer. He's suing me because I changed this card, and he didn't want it to be changed, even though it was on the patch notes for 2.5 months. But apparently, I snuck it in. I nerfed it because I was tired of seeing shenanigans and overly efficient combos. What was the nerf? I removed Ritual of Healing and Rite of Healing, so that way people couldn't, you know, drop in a Lich that came with a pot and then sacrifice it and do 6 global healing and give regen ranks. And then that Lich instantly comes back and then you get the globe. And this guy has leveraged Lich. So it costs less to even play that Lich. So, and then, you know, the Lich I'm talking about is the Lich, Eternal Lich that, you know, would deal 6 damage globally. And then you would sacrifice it, heal all your guys up. And then he'd deal another 6 damage globally. And you'd get the Nora Globe. Before you guys go off there like, Oh, see, you nerfed it because of dice money. Nah, 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 yeah. Oh, you're such a bad... Shut up. I didn't nerf it because of dice money. I nerfed it because I was tired of not only seeing that, but I was seeing it in UDFW liches, where people would just be like, I'm going to sacrifice this man. Sacrifice. Or it's like, I'm going to do this. And it's like, FW should not be a faction that has, like, super good global healing. I understand they're like, would it cost you a real champion? Oh my god, my broken bones, it's on a 3 CD. So I spent 30 Nora to do basically an 18 HP global heal. That's crazy. Wow. Yeah, it was a nerf. It got nerfed. It might change later on. High Warlock might change. That was the biggest complaint I heard, was it now goes into High Warlock's territory with Right of Power. Okay, we'll change High Warlock then. I don't care. That's how this guy's going to be. I don't want no more healing. I'm tired of healing. FW shouldn't have super great healing. They should only have Grace of the Dead. That's all. In Life Siphon and Bleed and, like, Soul Drinker. Like, things that make sense for, like, evil monsters to heal from. Not like some infant skeleton came up and he was like, what's going on, guys? And then, like, all of a sudden this cleric's like, hey, you're going to die. And then everyone's going to get regen and heal. Makes no sense. Made no sense. Lichling. It lost Conceal because there was a deck going out there where they could just perma-lock your entire hand. And you'd get no cards, and they'd just run you through. So we gave it Gore. Liches are still fine. I literally played 2 games of them yesterday, and I was like, I don't even feel the difference, because I wasn't abusing that shit. But people are mad. I'm sorry. If any of these changes make you mad, I am actually deeply sorry that I offended you. But, I'm doing this for the betterment of the game, not for personal fanfare. Bug fixes, real quick. This involves both factions. Lesser Bone Maulers and Skeletons from Selman's Skeleton ranks not having loyalty will be removed to compensate for that. So, I don't know if they fixed it. That was something Eth put in. Eth said it was taken care of. The other one was the summon spirits from Aurora Riftlord and the Aurora Relic. We're supposed to only be spirits undead, not elemental spirits undead. I was informed that they're still elementals, so I don't know if those have been fixed yet. I sent them off to Eth. Eth sent them off to Cortices. Hopefully we get them fixed. Let's move on to IS, where real men play. And women. Real women and men. We have Whitestone Gargoyle. It got a little touched on, right? Whitestone Gargoyle. What happened? We reworked the entire Bloody Champion. It's now a range 2/4. Kind of seems similar. It is. Bam. We redid the stats. You know, we did the stats, baby. Has attack Sonic, Flight, Inscrutable Form, which is kind of a waste, but it costs 0 Nora, so, you know, we threw it on for flavor. Lethargic, Statue Form. It now has Readiness, Sonic Roar, Revered Dracon. And then the second one, it has Calcify, Blessing of the Falling, and Blockade. It's pretty good. Constructs got nerfed really hard, and I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. They got nerfed really hard. But this guy's good. We also gave him Blockade because we removed Blockade from 2 units that were super cheap and super good, that being the Dwarf and the Fairy. We'll get to those later. And we gave it to this. I don't mind a faction having Blockade. I don't think every faction should have Blockade. There's a time where I said only IS and SL should have Blockade. I still stand by that. We'll see how that goes later on. I think every other faction should get bent. But then people are like, but Thyron the Dragon has Blockade and he costs like 90 Nora. And I'm like, yeah, but Thyron has 4 people that have Revere, so he can cost like 60 Nora, homie. But you know what? You can keep Blockade. But Rorschach, Julia the Frost Queen has Blockade, and that was her original ability. Oh, okay. Julia can keep Blockade. But Rorschach... It's okay, I get it. I get it. Fine. I don't mind a faction having Blockade as long as it's appropriately costed. Alright? So, I believe there's going to be a change. I know FS has it on that one really cheap jelly. I'd like it to keep in the jelly theme, so I'll probably switch it around to something else. Try to make it on maybe one of the beaters. Make it a little bit more pricier. Who knows? We'll see what happens. KF got it removed. It's only on Thyron now. ST only has it. The only other people that are like troublesome is like FS and FW, because that stupid skeleton dinosaur looking motherfucker that has Sizem has it, and he costs like 73. But if I touch any more of it, I'm gonna get hit harder than Amber Heard in the Johnny Depp trial by Macca, because he's gonna sue me for like fucking libel or some shit. So we'll see what happens, okay? We'll see what happens. That's also the last Maka joke I'll make. But okay, I get it. We're moving on. Whitestone Gargoyle, it was changed. It's pretty decent. It's a mid-range defender. It has tankiness options, blockade. You get the joke. This one's really excited for it. No one's noticed it yet. And I kind of feel like I did a whoopsie on this one. It's Terraformer. He's back. Old Terraformer's back. Lava Storm, Tidal Wave, Avalanche, and he has access to Tremor, Tectonic Pulse, and Stone Bomb, and Terraform Lava. He has weak stats, super squishy, but for real cheap, you get Old Terraformer back. So, there you go, Markov. That's for you, buddy. Old Terraformer's back. We'll see if anyone figures it out and they start actually using it again. Purebloods Planeswalker. This one, people were like, this one doesn't need a change. It wasn't seeing play. I feel like it got over-nerfed. I felt bad. This was the review patch. We went back and looked at everything we've changed and tried to finalize stuff to make sure everything was good before we move on to do new stuff. I feel like this guy was overdone, so we gave him Violent on base, retweaked his stats a little bit. He still has the Relocate, True Nature, Dispel shenanigans. He has Attack Fire. He has Book Burn, Fire Blast, which is cheaper now, so you can actually double hit. Funny fact, if you double hit somebody, I believe it still triggers True Nature. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a mechanic mastermind. I'm pretty sure it happens, though. And then he has Iron Will, just so you don't get charmed and stuff. And then he has Set Ablaze, Flame Burst, Flame Thrower. He's pretty good. You know, cheap, has the Violent already on, so it doesn't take up an upgrade slot. Good scaling. He's your Dispel, you know, whatever. Okay, we gotta pick it up. We still got 6 more factions to do and all the fucking splits. Let's go. Gritmon Magnificent. I'm not showing this one at all. He lost Vulnerability Poison, but his costs remain the same, because if you took off Vulnerability Poison, he should have went up in price, because it's a bad ability that gives him a minus Nora cost, but we kept him the same because that didn't make any sense because he has a mirrored. So if you attacked him with poison, he would take no more damage, and the person attacking would actually take more damage. It was just house keeping, stuff like that, right? Kingmaker, I'm not showing this one either. He lost Blockade. Kingmaker's that one dwarf from the new one that had Blockade and has the King's Gift. Super Champers and Octokill like to use it, right? He lost Blockade. He got Nora Link in its place. Barbarian Elite, I'll show this one. Boop, 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 boop. All right, Barbarian Elite, we tweaked him a little bit. He has 50 HP, not 55. I felt like 55 is a little egregious. He lost his ability to have Courage because that was just too good. He has Battle Leader now. And then he lost his Pummel rank 1 because it was too cheap, and we gave him Pummel rank 2. So he just costs a little bit more. You can still get him pretty cheap at 74 with Lead the Charge, right? That's like, he used to cost 74 with Courage and Lead the Charge. He just costs 2 more. Went down 5 HP. He's still pretty good overall. He's just not super tanky. He's not cracked, right? While we're here, I think there's some other ones. We tweaked a lot in IS. Barbarian Commander's next. That's why I wanted to keep Barbarian. Barbarian Commander, he was really cheap. He was like 67 Nora. We gave him Defiant. So if you want to run Battle Mastery 78, that's a little pricey, but look at these stats. I mean, these stats are phenomenal. 74 with Commander Protector. Now he has Defiant. That way he costs a little bit more. That's it. We just added Defiant. And that's actually kind of a buff, because now he has Rock Eater in case people start beating up on these giant pecs of his. If you guys are old school like me, you understand that this is like literally Axe Raiser. This is the player Axe Raiser. That's what he looks like. He's just this giant man. It's pretty awesome. While we're at it, I know Elite Skirmisher went up in cost to adjust for the Barrage change. So it used to cost like 67. It's now 71 with Barrage rank 1. It just went back to its normal cost. Interrogator, also known as Big Titties, number 2. Interrogator lost the ability to have Pummel rank 1 because it was making her too cheap. She's like 70 or something, or I can't remember the exact cost, but she was like real cheap with Elusive Leap and Pummel rank 1 for Assault and Punish. Great stats. Super cheap, super effective to jump on range. We didn't really like that. You can still jump on range, but now it's going to cost you a little bit more if you want to, 75. And she got War Chief Blood Plan to really circulate that in there. So, you know, pretty good. What's going on? I'm dying. Marsh Troll lost Fire, Vulnerability Fire, and it went up in cost. Let me check it out real quick. I'm pretty sure nothing crazy happened. Yeah, okay. It still costs super cheap, but if you want to run it like this, it's going to cost you a lot more. You can still run it at 70. Before, you could run like Regen 3 and Pummel like rank 3, and it costed you like 64 Nora. It was kind of cracked. So it just adjusting, right? What is next, my dude? I'm not going to show this one either. Crystal Golem, the mirrored construct, it just lost 10 HP from base. Nothing changed. No Nora cost changed, nothing. It just literally lost 10 HP. That's it. Rob E. Pile Driver. Okay, I felt really bad for this one. Okay. So, we're going to fix this. I'm sorry. This right here. We're going to fix it. I just made a very vague statement, which I should know better not to do. So the best way you could run this guy's at 73. Before it was 59. So I literally said, increase its cost like 15. Thinking that like, you know, its cost would be like max 73 at all upgrade ranks. Like maxed out. So like this could be like pummel 3, this could be multi-attack 2, and it'd be like 73, 75, you know, that's fair. Something happened, you know, okay? We're gonna fix it. It's not gonna be super cheap like it was, but I think a good range is like 65 to like 75. That 10 Nora difference, because he does have 5 speed and he has 4 defense and he's slow, but I mean, this thing was a menace in constructs. And we did nerf Build 'em Tough, the ability that gives constructs tough. It's now on a CD3 cooldown. I don't know why I said CD3 cooldown when CD means cooldown 3. It's now on a 3 cooldown. But he was still a menace. We tried to tweak him. He got butchered, okay? And I'm sorry. I really am sorry. This one's a whoopsie on my part. I was too vague. That being said, we tweaked Grubble Rock Eater if you haven't seen. And this guy's a fucking Chad now, dude. He can be equipped. He has great upgrade stats. Great stats. He's runnable again. All right, are we done with IS, please? Northern Cross Fanatic. I forgot about Screaming Lady. She was too cheap. Do some changes, so we did a full rework on her. New base stats. She got Inquisition on base. She has Reckless, which isn't that much of a downgrade because of all the healing. She has Glorious, Pounce, and Seismic Leap. She has Pummel Rank 2, Sabotage Armor, and Cleave. She's a little more expensive, but this chick can just jump right in and beat the shit out of people. And that's what we were kind of going for. I'm going to take a sip of water. I'm starting to sound like the Crypt Keeper. If you could hear that, I'm sorry. But that's probably like, people pay good money to hear people drink water. That's some weird kink shit, okay? Moving on. We're done with IS. We're going to go to KF. This one's really short. Flame Mage of the Circle. I'm not going to show this one. Flame Mage of the Circle, she had Rite of Power. We got rid of that and gave her Sabotage Fire and Upgrade Path 1. Elven Tender. This one needs to be shown. Bababooey. Here we go. Elven Tender. She got fully reworked. She doesn't have her shenanigans of Next Sword anymore. We gave her Rite of Healing, Provision Utility, Ritual of Healing. She's the first chick to have Rituals and Protectorate. Little Trial by Fire. We gave her some other stuff too, kind of balance it out. Nature's Connections. She has Empathy, and then she has her Potion. She can grant pretty cheap, really cheap unit, but pretty cheap overall. She's just high utility. She might get a Nora cost increase to 65, 66. We don't know yet. We'll see how it plays. She doesn't really do much but this, you know. But, you know, she's good. She's a good pick. As before, she was like a main staple in Elf Ball, and we're like, we're not playing that shit anymore. Forest Dragon, not going to show this one either. The limited and the regular edition, it got Enlighten was replaced with Blessed. I don't know who decided that the idea of like having Enlighten on a magic, like in a Colite champion or an Acolyte, however you want to pronounce it. I don't really give a shit. An Acolyte champion where, you know, they could hit one time and then heal 8 HP, so they could heal up to like 24 HP a turn. That shit's ridiculous. Only Bliss gets to do that, okay? Only Bliss. Only Big Titty Centaur Lady can do that, okay? Notepad, please. Elven Strategist, or Strategist, however you want to pronounce it, for you people. Buoy, here we are. Elven Strategist. We removed command, block, I mean. We nerfed his stats a little bit. We gave him some new stuff. Basically as a nerf to get him back to where he was. That's the main reason. We nerfed him. He's still good. He's still a mainstay staple. We just made him less good. Easy as that. It was Carnivore approved, so if you have problems, take it up with him, not me. Snake Charmer, not going to show this one either. She lost boost and it was replaced with Cleanse. So we, like I said before, removed some stat stacking abilities. We removed Boost, so elves don't get that +5 free HP. Only person that gets that is elves rules. Feyguard Null Beast. I will show this one. Feyguard Null Beast. Let's see. We removed Hunter Walker because it was giving him a +2 defense to anything that didn't have flying, plus the tough 3 plus that, so that's kind of ridiculous. And we put on resistance magical 3 just to boost his cost up a bit. He was too cheap. Or it, since it's an insect, I guess. Guardian of the Circle, I'm not going to show this one either, is super simple. He had Devotee of Delum and Upgrade Path 2. We removed that and put it on base. That's it, just to raise his cost. He was pretty cheap too. Fae Dreamer, not going to show it, but you know where you love her. Blockade Girl with the spell spawn thing, Pool of Dreams effect. She lost Blockade finally, and she got Rebuke rank 3. Still costs the same, you know. She's still really good, but at least she's not, KF doesn't have Blockade easily unless they run Thyron now, you know, or Therion, or Tyron, however you want to pronounce it, dude. These are fantasy names. It literally does not matter. This one's pretty influential. We'll do this one. Garu Chosen. That is not a word. Garfu Chosen. Garfield's Day Off. Garu Chosen. This in the Rudolph variant got changed. We put Hibernate on baseline to raise the cost. It still has Commander. We replaced Battlemaster with Iron Will, and that's about it. Just raised its cost a little bit. I didn't think it needed a cost raise, but it's whatever. You can. I didn't want to do any Nora mods for it. I think it's fine as it is right now. But basically, I just got rid of Battlemaster 3 for Garu. They didn't need it. They can still have Commander because that's fine. But Battlemaster 3 plus Commander, that's a little cracked. And they have that equipment that gives them spot Commander. Last one, Wisp had Magic Acolyte removed, and it was given Shielded instead. The main reason is it's a 1 with Nora unit that had an Acolyte that is mainly played in Wizards, which all the damage is magic, and KF already has enough healing, and it didn't need it. So I snuck it in. It has Shielded now, so it can't be FR'd. It's a pretty fair replacement. You can't FR it. You can't target it with spells. It's still tanky because of 1 with Nora. It's just not cracked anymore. Okay. Moving on. Savage Tundra. Jack High. Frost the Queen. Alright, big change. People have said I literally murdered this unit. She's dead, Bill. She's dead. I got rid of the Sovereign Bounty again. It's a gone. Replaced it with Grand Entrance and Pawn. You have access to Arctic Bolt, Regal Presence, Tundra Awakening, and Orb of Frostfall, Majestic, Rallying Cries. Her range is 4/5 because guess what? Range like 6/7, 6/8, and like that stuff, that costs a lot of Nora. And I'm not giving out mods for free anymore, okay? Like, unless it's justifiable, it's fine. She's at a good cost, right? She's mid-70s. She can now be ran in Jack High. She can now be ran in Crystal. She can now be ran in, just regular meta if you want to. I think she's good. I think she's fine. People are freaking out because they can't now, play the lottery game and see if they can get a Soul Striking Arrow Eater, Majestic 2, Tundra Awaken, Sonic Bolt, Ass Blaster 5000 Frost Queen. That never should have happened. Again, I don't like Chaos. I'm not a fan of Tzeentch. If I liked Chaos, it'd probably be Papa Nurgle because he's comforting. But I'm not a fan of Tzeentch and Chaos. So those people who like playing the lottery, I'm sorry, it's not happening anymore. Play Goblin King or Narya Queen. She still has it because I said that's fine. Narya Queen can have it because their whole thing is about stealing abilities and stuff. So it makes sense. Tundra Yeti, I'm not going to show it. We added Gore and Cleave to its base. Actually, hold on. Because this might be a bugged one. Someone said this was bugged. I want to see if it is bugged. Baba Booey. Ah, yeah, okay. So it has double cleave. That'll be fixed. We'll replace this with something else. That's my bad. Long story short, I had to write all the patch notes within like 2 hours without any notice. And it was pretty tenuous. So I probably had put down to replace cleave with something else. But he was just too cheap. He's still super cheap, but before he was like 59 Nora. So we gave him these 2 abilities, boost his Nora up. That will be fixed. I apologize. Long's Defender. This one's pretty important. Long's Defender. Secure fonts, Ice Snap came on base. We removed the option to take another basic attack. We redecked him out with Division and Logistic Speed. U1 stayed the same. That's basically it. We just made him streamline more. And he's pretty good. He's pretty good build. It's pretty good. It's cheap. Comes in 60 HP. If you want to run Ice Snap, you can run an Ice Snap deck. If you don't have to. Also, if you want to run him in an Ice Snap deck, the reason I give him Provision Defense is one, it synergizes with Lonks very well, but also you can equip him like Cloak of Ice, and then he actually synergizes way better with Ice Snap. Okay, let's keep moving, right? Skybreak Dragon, or Skybreaker Dragon, whatever it's called. I'm pretty sure it's Skybreak Dragon. I'm not going to get into this one. I'm not going to pull it up. It lost Pounce from Upgrade Path 2 because it was too cheap, and you could run him for like 72 Nora. Now he's like in the low 80s. That's how it should be. That's it. Just housekeeping. Long's Beast Tamer. She lost Boost Beast. She was given Drive in its place. Farron Cloud Wisp lost Vulnerability Magic from its base and was replaced with Portal Walker. Portal Walker was replaced with Portal Watcher. So let's go. Since I butchered that so bad, it will be my punishment to actually show you guys what I meant. So she lost Vulnerability to spike up her cost. She lost Portal Walker, so she can't teleport 3 times and have 20 damage. She has Portal Watcher now. And, I mean, you can still run her for 67, you know? She's not bad. She's not bad. She's still pretty good. Farron are going to get adjusted in the future a little bit. They're still a little too good for what they do. It's not going to be a heavy-handed nerf, but it's going to be a small adjustment. The spell Forced Nexus went from 35 to 50 Nora. Is it forced? No, it's not forced. It's focused. I always get these confused. Yeah, Focused Nexus. This spell was 35. It's now 50. That's it. Shatter Peaks time, baby. Peaks Due. That's Peaks Due 4. That's an Xbox name. Peaks Due. We reworked them. Gave them new stats. Or we actually kept the stats the same, I think. I want to say. It's been a long time, guys. I'm hazy. This is like 5 months ago that I did most of the work. I've done 2 other patches since then that are worked up. But going off my notes here, what I'm reading is, yeah, we gave him a new upgrade line. He has Tidal Wave, Water Vortex, Surge Hynid. This one doesn't really matter unless you want to take Hydrate, which is pretty good, but it's going to cost you extra. He still has the gift. This is kind of a little test we're going to do on him to see how he plays out in Hyanid. If they work out proper, we will be working the other Jin, the Peaks Dow, the other exotic that is kind of crappy right now. I think the other 2 are pretty good. The Ifrit and the Flame guy, Flame On guy. Is that Ifrit? It might be Ifrit. It probably is Ifrit. I'm not going to check. I'm just going to keep rambling like an idiot. But him and the bird dude with the lightning, Madrid. There you go. Yeah, it is Ifrit. I'm a fucking idiot. They're fine, right? So we're going to see how this works out. Try to give a little buff to Hyanids, you know. A little buff to Hyanids, I do say so myself. Voil Queen, not going to get into it. She lost her... I just said it with Jackie Frost Queen. I'm an idiot. She lost the... Give me 1 second. I can get this. If I can't get it, I will pause and I will get really angry. She lost Sovereign Bounty. I got it. Told you guys I got it. And she was replaced with Regal Presence to give everyone loyalty. So it's just a nice little buff, you know. That being said, let's go to Voil Glarewing, the guy that's never been ran since release. He got redone. 2/4 again. And you see in a common thread. And he got Starshine to give Majestic because that's kind of cool. Makes him interesting. I love this guy's sprite. He just looks so cool. The cool thing with this I really liked when reworking this guy was I gave him blinding, impairing feedback, and dodge. Dodge is kind of just like a shit ability that I threw in there last second. There's not a better ability to choose. I was like, no one's going to run dodge, right? But it's like, oh, if you hit him, you're blinded. And if you hit him, you have impairing feedback. But on the secondary line, he has illuminate, impair vision, and blind. So like you could take blinding and then impair vision and like really hate range, or you could take double blind and just do blind and blinding and just give everyone blind. So it's like, pick your own adventure, and then if you want to, you can run Illuminate, which is just super good. And then the Starshine. So he's like he's really cool, and I really enjoyed reworking this guy. He's actually one of my favorite reworks of this patch. Hopefully he's good. I don't know if he's good. I haven't ran him yet. I have too much shit to try out. Aspect of Chaos. Oh no, Aspect of Chaos. But Rorschach. Yeah, I got rid of Aspect of Chaos. This is the new Aspect of Chaos. Stats are the same. Cost went down a little bit. Still has warding, still has unequipable, still has flight, still has the Eternal Storm, still has Air Eater, right? Only thing difference is race charged, baby. Healing gains charges by races. And this is what I talked about earlier with the tokens. The summons are supposed to be Spirit Undead, not Elemental. So you cannot cheese rush summons with this build. That being said, you can only get 3 charges a turn, and he's only at 44 HP. So he's not hard to kill. He does have warding, but he's not that hard to kill. Upgrade 1, Repulsion, Deafening, Chain Lightning. Upgrade 2, Charged, Overload, Wind Aura. He's fun. I don't want him to be super broken. I don't think he will be after the summon issue is adjusted. It was supposed to be adjusted prior, but like I said, it just slipped through the cracks. It was thought of. This isn't like a, oh, we didn't think about this. Oops. It was thought of. It was supposed to be addressed. It just, something happened. I was told it was handled. It was not. Bygones be bygones. We'll get it fixed in the future. Hopefully it's a fun thing. I didn't want a shoebox aspect of chaos because Death Benny was stupid. And I wanted to make it more accessible. So now you can run in elementals, be it Shattered Peaks IS, Shattered Peaks UD, Full Faction Shattered Peaks, Shattered Peaks Savage Tundra. Do whatever you want. It's an elemental thing. Club the Devourer. All that happened with Club is he lost vulnerability electricity, and Hunter Meek was swapped out with Guarded Cyclops. So now he's in the mid 70s, and he costs a little bit more than he did before. He cost like 68 before, and if you hit him, he helps Cyclops out. So if you're playing him in theme, he's better. The Equipment Betrayal will be banned from rank. No more OTK decks. Bye-bye. Cyclops Mauler got a +5 Nora modification to its existing Nora mod. Basically, it makes him cost more. Was it needed? No. Was he too cheap? Yes. I was tired of seeing a Berserker 3 73 Nora unit. He's now like 75, 76. If you take the Shattered Peaks bonus, he's still like 68. I don't want to hear complaints. That was intended. Ooze King Slag was given Trail Ooze for free. Crystal Slag, or yeah, Crystal Ooze or whatever it is, was also given it for free. That was it. Moving on to SL time, baby. SL time. I just typed in SL. I'm an idiot. Voldak. Voldak was reworked for the 19th time. Hopefully this is the last one. It's not a super support anymore, but at the same time, it's not super worthless. It doesn't have preordained, so people aren't complaining. It's like, it cost 80 Nora. It has not preordained. It doesn't have preordained, which it had before. It doesn't have. Did it have preordained? Yeah, it had preordained. Yeah, it doesn't have augment creation, which it had before, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Rorschach, it doesn't have augment creation. No one played it before because it cost like 86 Nora. And I wasn't going to make it 72 Nora. Like, the cutoff line for augment creation being good is like 76 Nora. Which is Bone Circle Archmage. And that's like tiptoeing the line because that card's cracked as fucked. So what we got now is we have an attack magical. He's 2/4, 46. Rorschach, why not make him 3/5? Fuck it, I don't care. He's 2/4. Let's see how it works. If it doesn't work out, I'll change him to 3/5. We'll see what happens. 10 damage, not super bad. He can summon a dragon. He has regen rank 3 as hero. He has healing breath too. Healing breath too. That means big heal cleanse. Big heal cleanse, right? He has cleansing aura. He has mutate. He has divert. Pretty good support abilities, you know, splash around. He has enchant magic and prophetic balance. This one you don't see every day of the week. So if anyone gains AP, you gain AP. And if you're at your max AP cap, the closest champion gains AP. So you're just like, if people start trying to gain AP on you and stuff like that, you just start splashing AP everywhere. And then you have coordination, which is probably what most people are going to take. So you could do power turns with him and stuff like that. Overall, I think he's pretty good. He's cheap, you know, for a dragon god of creation. I think he's pretty good. Speaking of dragon gods, it's Vex time, baby. Vex got fully reworked. No more are the days of 5/8 range Vex destroying shrines and giving you .9 damage. No more. Now is the mother of acid and fire. Stats got reworked. She's a little tanky. She got some low damage, stuff like that. Base stats, amp acid, amp fire, attack physical, dragonflight, hero, ripples. What is ripples? Every time you deploy something, All your cooldowns are reduced by 1. You got Flamethrower, Annihilate, Firebomb 3. You then got Corrosive Grenade, Acid Bomb rank 3, and Deflect Acid. It's you choose your own adventure. If you want to become like a way better Skywing Imperator, you know, you can. If you want to have a little bit more, you know, if you want to deflect acid and then, you know, throw on Annihilator and just run around and beat people up in AoEs, it is. But now acid and fire decks are actually viable, so enjoy. That's your hero. She's not a hero for Dragon. She's not a hero for meta. She's a hero for acid and fire decks. What's next on this list of shit? Quick one that I can call off the top of my head. Ruthless Netmaster, Jaxar Marauder, and Homicidal Maniac have Race Mutant added to base, so they actually work in mutants now. Skizik Whirl got Ravenous Torrent upgrade in Upgrade Path 1, replaced with Solar Flare. Draxar, Archer. Draxar are after Moga and zombies, hopefully. I'm trying to critique them, make them a really nice theme. This is like the test run for this. Regen rank 2, Violent, Attack Arrow, you know, stats still pretty low, you know, 4-6 range. That's very nice. You have Heart Strike, Aim, Barrage rank 2, and then you have Strike, Precision, Sunder rank 1. You can run this guy pretty cheap. He's your range you need. He's not as squishy as he used to be. He's pretty good. Oh my god, I'm fucking burping up, dude. I had a big old Stromboli today for lunch. It was so good. Oh my god. Mutant Doctor. This one's interesting. Before we go to Mutant Doctor, we're gonna skip him real quick. Draxar Augmenter just got a Nora mod added on to his base cost to make him more expensive because he was too cheap. Dreadnought. Where's Dreadnought at? Here we are. Dreadnought, Seismic Leap didn't work because that's planner bound, so it never did work. It got it replaced with Empowered Offense. That's a whoopsie. Empowered Offense is also in U2. We'll fix it. It was like a last minute thing where I was like, oh yeah, throw Empowered Offense in there because someone's like, what about this bug fix? And I'm like, wait a minute, we have bug fixes? Whoops. I don't do the bug fixes. That's usually an F thing. I'm the creative guy, right? Let's go to Mutant Doctor. Because a player named Jazzman said, he said that I, at some point in time, quoted saying that I would rework Mutant Doctor with Creation or some shit. I can't remember the name of it. I'm really tired. Yeah, Augment Creation. He said I said that. And I don't remember it. But by God, did I do it. So SL now has Augment Creation on a 74 Nora unit. You can make them more expensive. I don't think anyone will, but you can if you want to. It's option, you know, Dispel, Cleanse, Fester. Fester really good. You have Dead Eater, Confuse, Contaminate. You have Mutate. This guy's cracked in mutants. This guy is actually super cracked in mutants, but you can run him in meta if you want to. He's not as good as BCA, right? But he's there, and now you have Augment Creation in SL. That's cheap. There you go. That's all I wanted to say. There's your sign. That's all for SL. Let's do UD real quick. UD's pretty simple. They got one rework. I'm sorry, UD fans. Your time will come. It's Deep Elf Summoner, and people are really sleeping on this chick. She's super good for support now. Now, she's made for imps, right? And I think she'll really benefit imps, but you can throw this in your UD meta, too. She has Drive, Invigorate, you know? And then she has Grant Sonic Aura, Laid Trap Fire, and Laid Trap Poison Cloud. Like, this chick's good. You can even take Invigorate 1, 69, or you can just take Drive, 74. You know? She's pretty decent. She can summon an imp. She's a summon. Like, bro, she's actually pretty good. Give her a shot. Maybe I'm just full of shit. I don't know. Firestarter. We'll actually look at this guy real quick. This is pretty important. He lost Leap 3, so now you can't just leap into somebody and hit the Yi button, which is Lava Fall 2, and make their life living hell. He also gained Lava Walker, so he can't just do this and heal up. Speaking of Lava Walker being given out with, not for free, by the way, these increase the cost of champions. Cinderpede, Fire Elemental, Flameweb Spider, and Ruby Crawler all have Lava Walker added onto base. That means it nerfed the Fire deck. So Fire deck got nerfed. It's still really good. I played it. You just can't sit there and out heal everything in the game because you're literally walking on 2 spaces of lava, which was ridiculous. For Tortons, pretty simple. Torton Broadside went up to 6 speed. It increased its cost, but barely. Torton Galeslinger removed dodge, command dodge, And we gave it Soothing Serenade because the Gale Singer was hanging out with the elves way too much. And we don't do that. We don't. Tort's got places to go. We're not hanging out with no elves. For the Stitched Seamstress was given Unequipable, lower her base cost. Why was she given Unequipable? Stitch combo no longer exists. I banned it. I'm done playing footsies with people who are like, I'm gonna play a deck that breaks, but Rorschach, I'm gonna play a deck that breaks the game. Shut the fuck up. It's banned. Kanan, Mr. Sharpfang, Oh, why am I actually stupid? Garen, there we go. I'm actually crazy. I'm crazy as a fucking mongoose. Garen Sharpfang was reworked. He costs super cheap now. Mercenary. He's a little low on the defense side, but guess what? You got Empowered Offense, Bounty Hunter, Provision Offense, right? You got Defensive Strike, Hostile, Flash Bomb. This is the guy that in any show, movie, whatever, when they show that really tough son of a bitch, and he's like, if I'm going out, I'm taking somebody with me. This is that guy. He's coming in Shadow Spawned on base. He has Scythe Whirl on base. He's coming in. You're going to equip something on this man. Cloak of Daggers, the Kanan Scythe ability, relic, whatever, equipment, yada, yada, yada. You're going to equip something on this man. He's going to go in and like Clint Eastwood in A Fistful of Dollars, or a few dollars more, or Highlands Drifter, or any of Clint's Western work from the early 70s. This man's coming into your town. He is fucking everything up. He is sleeping with your bitch. He's sleeping with your neighbor's bitch. He's sleeping with everybody's woman. And men. He's sleeping with the men, too. He's sleeping with everybody. You're getting fucked, is what I'm trying to say. This man's fucking you. And you're gonna... If you don't like it, that's too damn bad. Okay? Jesus Christ. Why did I even let that go through? That's ridiculous. Moving on. We're almost done. I'm going to do a quick readout here, okay? Quick little readout. These are the attack types that were changed. For the Fogler Swamp, Dark Marsh Shadow, attack physical. It now has attack physical. I don't know what the past attack was. It wasn't what it is now. I reverted some of those crazier attack types, so you don't see a Barbarian with attack Frost, right? So Dark Marsh Shadow has attack physical. Dark Marsh Siphon has attack psychic. Marsh Raptor has attack physical. Dark Marsh Instigator has attack poison. Fentex Servant has attack physical. Muck Dragon has attack poison. Swamp Thing has attack physical. Swamp Worm has attack poison. For IS, Ethereal Priestess has attack magical. Iron Fist Warsaint has attack fire. Leos Druid has attack magical. Renegade attack physical. Stalwart Defender attack physical. Dracon attack physical. Elemental Warstaff, attack physical. Inquisitor Magnus, attack fire. Northern Cross Cardinal, attack magical. Paladin Commander, attack physical. Elite Skirmisher, attack physical. Favored Nomad, attack magical. For KF, Gnarlwood Grappler, attack physical. Heart of the Forest, attack magical. For Savage Tundra, Arctic Delegate, attack frost. Jackie Adherent, attack frost. Jackie Climber, attack physical. Jackie Disciple, attack psychic. Jacki Starseer, attack magical. Nokon Grandmaster, attack psychic. Keeper of Memories, attack frost. Strig, I put string. You guys can't see this. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Maybe just to show you how much of a fool I am. But I put string. It's Strig. Strig Battle Ward, attack physical. For FW, Abomination, attack physical. Draco Lich, attack disease. Elsari Kohler, attack magical. Grekin, attack physical. Merdrith, attack disease, which is getting changed next patch anyways. Who gives a shit? Soul Collector, attack magical. Chroma Extinguisher, attack magical. Dark Familiar, attack physical. Fallen Hero, attack physical. Shattered Peaks, Voil Infernal, attack magical. Cavern Spawn, attack physical. Cyclops Symbiote, attack sonic. Goliath Besh, attack physical. The Exile, attack physical. Zolt, the Sky Serpent, attack fire. Sundered Lands, Draxar Beastlord, attack physical. Draxar Constrictor, attack poison. Locust, attack physical. Mutant Yeti, attack disease. UD, Balefire Knight, attack physical. Nefari Dragon, attack mouth lightning. And that, folks, is the patch. Now, like I said in the video, in the beginning, or whatever the fuck is going on now, things are still being fixed, and we're trying our best. Like I said, please bear with us. There's a lot of hurdles that we didn't have to face in the past that we're now having to face, and it's very strenuous on all parties, and we are just trying our best. And You got to remember, this isn't our job. Like, we are doing this not out of the kindness of our hearts. I'm not doing it. I'm doing it to torture you all because I'm a sadist. I enjoy all of you guys' collective suffering keeps me young. That's how I still am so vibrantly young. I'm a psychic vampire. I am a Stephen King supervillain. But for Eth and Cortices, they are doing it out of the kindness of their hearts. And they are trying because they love this community, they love this game, and they want to keep it going and stuff like that. If you're angry, upset, anything like that, you can blame me. I really don't care. My goal when I stepped into this position was to try to make this game as balanced as I physically can without sacrificing creativity, which sounds like I'm a hypocrite because I said, oh, this looks pretty bland earlier, right? That's not what I mean. I'm trying to make all the themes feel like they can be played in a competitive sense on a fair level. So that way you don't want to sit back and be like, I'm going to play Burke. I'm going to play full faction FS Furk non-psychic. And you enter into a rank match and you see someone using like Skizik. I want you to feel like you have a fair advantage, and that way there will always be flaws in your deck that you cannot overcome that will have to be used with skill. But I want you to feel like you can face that, and it will basically be the better player wins. And it's not just, well, he had a better deck and my theme sucks and I have to change themes to something that's tier 0 or tier 1. You know, I want you to feel like you have a fair shot with any theme that you can enter queue with. And that way it does come down to player wise, which is very hard to do. It's nearly impossible, hypothetically speaking. But god damn it, I'm going to try my best because each theme has their own weaknesses and strengths. And I'm out here playing them and trying my best to fucking make it work for you guys. Other than that, do what you got to do. I'll read the comments eventually, maybe. I don't know. If you need me, I'm on Discord at Rorschach, God King of Patches, even though I'm not the God King of Patches. But guess what? I'm the goddamn God King of Patches. Discord link down below. Until next time, it's been a blast. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, whatever time it is. And cheers.